For over 2 decades, she was a familiar face in the living rooms of millions, surviving brainwashed twins, demonic possessions, and 3 weddings to the same man. But for the actress who recently exited the legendary soap days of our lives, the most dramatic plot twist isn't happening on screen. It is happening in her kitchen, with a spreadsheet. In an exclusive and deeply candid interview, the 44-year-old star, who asked to remain unnamed for ongoing contract negotiations but is widely recognized for her Emmy-nominated run as a Horton family legacy character, revealed that she has turned down 7-figure offers, walked away from a pilot described as the next Suits, and is currently unemployed by choice. The reason? A radical, almost obsessive commitment to what she calls intentional artistry. I spent 22 years learning how to cry on cue, she says, stirring herbal tea in her sun-drenched Los Angeles home. Now, I want to learn why I'm crying. The actress, who left Salem in a shock exit last spring, is part of a growing but quiet movement of soap veterans rejecting the traditional post-daytime playbook, which usually involves a string of Hallmark movies or a reboot on a streaming service, in favor of a far more risky strategy: saying no. The burnout behind the bouffant the surface story is familiar. Long hours, 90-page scripts overnight, and the emotional whiplash of playing amnesia, then a courtroom drama, then a car crash before lunch. But the actress reveals a deeper fracture. During her final year on the Sudser, she found herself on autopilot. I was reciting dialogue while mentally planning my grocery list, she admits. I had a scene where I was supposed to be holding my dead child, and I was thinking about dry cleaning. That's not acting. That's muscle memory. I realized I had become a very expensive puppet. The wake-up call came during a hiatus when she took a masterclass from a European film director. The assignment: sit in a chair for 3 minutes and think about grief, without moving a facial muscle. She failed spectacularly. I was doing too much. Soap acting rewards volume, big gestures, loud whispers, dramatic pauses. But real life is quiet. I had forgotten how to be quiet, she says. I knew if I didn't stop, I would never learn to act again. The no list since leaving the soap. The actress has been offered a role on a reality dancing competition, I Can't Dance, and I Refuse to Cry About a Foxtrot. A thriller on a major streamer where she would play a sexy coroner, and a reboot of a 90s family sitcom. She turned them all down. Instead, she has built a strict vetting matrix. Every script is scored on 3 metrics. The pause: does the character have silence? The flaw: is the imperfection real or cute? And the aftermath: will playing this role haunt me or heal me? I read a script where my character was a grieving widow. But in page 2, she was already cracking jokes at a bar. That's not grief. That's a sitcom, she says. I need the mess. I need the scene where she doesn't shower for 3 days. Her agent, initially terrified, has come around. At first I thought she was having a breakdown, her agent tells us. She turned down a lead in a Nancy Meyers-esque rom-com. Who does that? But then she sent me a video of herself workshopping a monologue from an obscure off-Broadway play about a librarian who loses her memory. She wasn't acting. She was being. I realized she's not unemployed. She's curating. The soap-to-streamer pipeline is broken. The actress's rebellion highlights a systemic issue in Hollywood. Historically, daytime television has been a feeder system for primetime and streaming, but the bridge is often rigged with typecasting. Producers see the cheekbones and the ability to cry and think, ah, the emotional wreck. But they don't see the comedy, she explains. I have the timing of a farceur because in soaps, you have to land a punchline between a heart attack and a kidnapping. That's harder than Shakespeare. She points to the recent success of her peers who have broken the mold, not by playing victims, but by playing architects of chaos. Look at the actors who left soaps and won Oscars. They didn't play the ingenue. They played the monster or the weirdo. I want to be the weirdo. So what does intentional look like? Currently, she is circling 2 projects. The first is a low-budget indie shot entirely on an iPhone in rural Montana, where she plays a sheep farmer who hasn't spoken to another adult in 11 years. The script has 14 lines of dialogue. She has read it 22 times. The second is a limited series on a prestige network where she would play the villain, a corporate raider who weaponizes empathy. She uses listening as a tool of manipulation. That is terrifying and delicious, The actress grins. She is also developing her own material. In a move that surprises no one who has followed her career, she is writing a one-woman show titled The Other Life, about the 5 characters she played on Days and the one life she lost in the process. I realized I had planned my pregnancies around sweeps week. I named my daughter after a script supervisor. The lines were blurred, she says. The show is about extracting the actor from the character. It's messy. There's a 10-minute silence in the middle where I just sit and breathe. The audience hates it, but that's the point. Casting directors are taking notice. One veteran CD, speaking on background, said, "When an actor of her caliber starts turning down money for craft, the town listens. She's no longer a soap star. She's a curiosity, and curiosity gets you cast." Meanwhile, her former Days co-stars are cheering her on. "She's doing what we all whisper about in the makeup chair," says one longtime castmate. "We all want to run away and do Beckett. She actually did it. And she's not broke yet, so good for her." As our interview winds down, the actress pulls out a leather journal. Inside are headshots of her younger self, next to sticky notes that read, "Stop smiling to make others comfortable," and "Your tears are a commodity. Don't spend them on bad writing." She admits she is scared. The savings are real. The silence is loud, but for the first time in her career, she says, she feels like an artist rather than an asset. "I used to think success was a lead on a show. Now I think success is a Tuesday afternoon where I don't have a call time, and I choose to work anyway, on something that terrifies me," she says. "The soap opera taught me how to hit a mark, but quitting taught me how to stand still." She has no new project to announce yet. No premiere date, no trailer, and for this former queen of daytime drama, that blank space might be the most powerful performance of her life. Casting directors, take note. The pause is the new power move.